SPCC subject, and we are going to start with SP portion, that is for secretarial practice. And under that particular section, we are going to learn chapter number 3, which is incorporation of company. So my friends, we have already learned about the different types of business in OC. Business are of many types, such as small shop, starting from small shop up till a giant, huge company. So we all know that what to do to start a business like a small shop. We have to purchase a shop or a rent for a shop, and then we have to purchase the goods which we have to sell from that particular business or shop. Say for example, stationery items. So we have to bulk purchase from wholesaler that particular stationery items to trade and to sell with customer. And so our business goes on and on. But it is not the same with the giant business like a company. So what to do to start a business like a company? All that particular thing that is called incorporation means to start a company. What to do? We are going to learn all that particular thing. Yes, my friends, you are going to learn how one can establish a company as a whole. All legal process are given in this particular chapter. If you learn properly in this particular chapter, you are going to know that how one can establish a company, how you can establish a company. But before starting the process, we have to learn a particular basics regarding the company, that is meaning and definition of a company. As per legal terms, what are the meaning and what is the definition of company? So students, so meaning is given in your textbooks. First thing is in the meaning is legal entity. Yes, company is a legal entity like you and me. It can also be challenged in the court like you and me, that it is a legal separate identity. Okay, how separate it is? It is given that it is separate from and capable of surviving beyond the lives of its member. Company doesn't close down, such like a small shop that owner is died and their children are not able to cope up with the business and business is closed down. No, it is not like the company. Members that are the owners or the controllers of the company, that members' life does not affect the company's existence. It is given like members may change, retire or die. Does not affect the existence of company. Yes, it is possible in the case of company. Company can survive beyond the life of its member. So this is the small meaning part of your textbook, and then after definition, it is much more easier than the meaning. First, it is said that as per the Companies Act 2013, you have to remember the particular act thing. I have underlined it, so it is very much important. Right in the definition. Okay, Companies Act 2013. What is given? It is very easy to understand that company means a company incorporated, means established or created under the Companies Act 2013 or under any previous Companies Act. Before this Companies Act, which Companies Act was prevailing? 1956. So some of the companies established before 2013, it was incorporated as per the Companies Act 1956. They are also called company. So it is given that a company means a company incorporated under the Companies Act 2013 or under any previous Companies Act like Companies Act 1956. Okay. So these are the meaning and definition of company. Okay. Meaning may be not clear until and unless you clear the characteristics which we are going to next. Characteristics of company are much more important. It is a question of 3 to 4 marks as per your syllabus concept, and meaning will be more elaborated in the characteristics of the company. But definition, I hope you clear the definition of the company. Okay, so next topic is characteristics of company. Your meaning will be much more clearer after we complete this particular topic, because because you can see first of 2 or 3 characteristics are directly from the meaning. Say first, independent corporate existence. So what is given in your textbook, that is independent corporate existence is one of the most significant features of the company. That is most IRP one. As per the company law, it is most important that it has a separate independent, or you can say separate, as we have learned the meaning. Independent corporate existence, and what is given thereafter, company is regarded a legal person having entire distinct personality independent from its member. So friends, I have already cleared that what are the members. Members are also called as owner, managing director or board of director or controller of the company are called members. So company has independent corporate existence from their member. So members are separate thing, company is a separate thing, which is more likely to be clear in second characteristic, which is limited liability of company's member. Okay, so friends, I will give you an example. Say for example, a business is going on, say for example, traveling business. A travel business is going on and owner is taken a huge loan from the bank, and now business is going in loss rather to earn profit. So what will happen? So owner is not be able to pay bank loan, and what will happen? Bank will take away whole business and sell it out. If their money is recovered, it is fine. If their money are not recovered, what will bank do? Bank will also seize their owner's personal assets, his home, other valuable things, jewelries and vehicles and etc. etc. So that is called unlimited liability, while in the company section it is given limited liability. Yes, my friends, company has a limited liability and it is given in our second characteristic, which is the company being separate legal person is the owner of its asset. Means company is, though it is a business, it is not non-living thing. Though it is the owner of its assets, and it is said that bound by its liability, company have to pay its liability by its own. No one can be liable for company's liability, not even their members. So it is said that limited liability of company's member. Company's member has limited liability up to the nominal amount of the share they have purchased of the company. So it is given like this. Members given as a whole are neither the owner of company's undertaking nor liable for its debts. It is clearly stated in your textbook. And last thing, so what is the liability of the member? It is given the member's liability is limited only to the nominal value of share taken by them. How much share purchased by XYZ from that particular company. That is the only liability. If I have purchased a share of 1 lakh in particular company and company goes into the loss and into the debt and it is going to end, so what I have to pay? I have nothing to pay, but I just have to forget the 1 lakh rupees of share I have purchased of that particular company. My liability is limited up to the 1 lakh rupees of share which I have purchased. I have nothing to pay personally, though I am a member of a company, rather you can say part owner of the company, though I have a limited liability up to the nominal value of the shares only. And last thing, it is given that no member is bound to contribute more than the nominal value of the share held by him. However, company with unlimited liability can be formed. Yes. As per the Companies Act 2013, so there are certain companies which are not under the category of limited liability, and it is called unlimited liability company. Okay, it is available in Companies Act 2013, but as per Indian Constitution, no companies could be formed with unlimited liability. So legally, they are not allowed by the Companies Act and not allowed by the other prevailing law in the country. So you can see only the limited liability company overall India. You cannot say any unlimited liability company because it is legally not allowed by government. Okay, next, perpetual existence. This is also a meaning part of it. What is there in the perpetual existence? Company is defined as an artificial person. It has a perpetual existence. It does not subject to the death or illness of any of its members. If member of the company might be ill or might be dead, company's existence does not affect by them. We have already learned that particular thing in the meaning, and it has a perpetual existence, continues going on and on and on. So first three characteristics. Okay, one more is the separate property. We have learned in the meaning separate personality. Here it is separate property. What is given in the textbook regarding separate property? Being separate legal person, company is capable of owing, enjoying and disposing of property in its own name. Company can purchase property in its own name. It can dispose the property in its own name. Dispose means to sell. Okay, then after it is given, no shareholder of a company can claim his right over the property of the company. Even though shareholder, they are called the member, actual owner of the company, though they cannot claim the right of the property of the company because properties are separated from the members. They are the whole asset of a company only and not the asset of its member. So I hope you all understand the separate property. So these four characteristics, we can say it is come from the meaning of the company itself. And what is next given in your textbook? Transferability of share. In transferability, okay, company is created only for this particular thing. Otherwise, there would be no existence of company at all. Company is created for this purpose only, transferability of shares. Company could be run any business, could be earn any amount of money, but the main purpose of the company, main characteristic of the company, practically, not as per the theoretically it is important, already we have discussed that, but practically, in practical world, why company is established? It is only for established to transferability of its share. So what is given in the textbook? Subject to the provision laid down in the Articles of Association. What is Article of Association? Right now we have not to discuss particular point because we have a separate chapter over the same particular name, Articles of Association. So we will discuss later. It is a document. It is a document created by a company, a legal document by which company can manage the. It is the rule book of a company. You can say Article of Association is a rule book of a company. So it is given subject to the provision laid down in the Articles of Association of a company. The share of a company can be transferred to one person to another person. Particularly, this is the example of the share market only. In the share market, we can sell and purchase any number of share to any number of person in particular minute or a particular day or a year, any point of time. So transferability of share, and by transferability of share we are earning the profit. I can say one day business of a share market is in particular, say for example I can write a number. It is just for an example. It might be less, it might be more depending upon the day. It is a one day business of a share market. It might be less, 1 lakh crores. Yes, you can search on the Google. It might be less. If you are searching the Google Friday business, because the Friday is the end of the week. And rather I can say end of the month business, last day of the month, which must not be the Saturday or Sunday of the last day of the month. It must be the Friday, or it is the day must be from Friday to Monday to Friday. it is nearly or more or less 1 lakh crore turnover. I am calling this a particular term, a turnover of a share market of a day. Yes, you can search it on a Google. It might be varied from 60,000 to 150,000, depending upon the day I stated already. So it is the main thing. This business is generated due to the transferability of share of a particular company. So it is very much important characteristics in a practical world rather than in theoretical world. Okay, next topic is capacity of the company. So company to sue and to be sued. Okay, what does it mean? Court case. Company can do a court case or a particular person or a company, other company, or any other company or a person can charge a court case, be sued, company also be sued. Okay, so this characteristic is very clearly stated. Okay, what is it saying in the textbook? A company being a legal person in the eyes of law can initiate a legal proceedings. Okay, the word legal proceeding is the synonyms of the sue, court case. It is referred as a court case. You have seen in some of the movies that I'll sue in the court. So these are the words. So what does it say in the textbook? A company being legal person in the eyes of the law can initiate legal proceeding against anyone, as well as it can be sued by any person in its own name. In the same manner, suit can be filed against a company by any other person for breach of contract. Okay, breach of contract is a new word. Okay, contract, you all know regarding the contract, but what does it mean? Breach of a contract. Breach word is particularly, we can say it is a breaking of rule of a contract. Breach of contract means breaking the rule of contract. Breach word is used instead of breaking of rules. It is a legal terminology of breaking of rules. Breach is equal to breaking of rules. Fine. And the last one, second last one is a professional management. You know, all the IIM students and that particular level of students are going to the managerial level of the company. So it is, we can say it is a professional management. The corporate sector is capable of attracting the growing cadre of professional management. So they are called not employee, they are called management people. So we can say that it is a professional thing. So like a doctor, like a lawyer, they are called a consultant. Particularly, they have office such as doctor have dispensary. They have offices. All the consultants right now having offices. Okay, this can be also, management can also be done by particular CS students. So it is a professional course. CS, MBA from IIM, all that particular courses are called professional courses, and that particular level of management is required by the company. So it is called basic characteristics of company. And last one, finance. Normally, an incorporated company comes into existence on the capital raised by public subscription, either from the share or debentures. Okay, what is public subscription? When public apply to purchase a share from a share market for a particular company is called public subscription. So a person who want to purchase a share of a company and he applies in a share market to purchase a share of a company, it is called public subscription. A separate lesson on that particular thing is given in your textbook. We are learning further. So finance of the company is come from the public subscription and not from the individual pocket or from bank loan. Okay, it can be also done, but in a private level of company, not in the public level of company. So finance can be done by the public subscription of the share or a debenture. Debenture is like a loan from a public, and share is like a capital of from a public. So these are the 8 characteristics of a company. We have to learn it from textbook line by line, one by one. Any particular word or sentence, if you not be able to understand from the textbook, you can ask me in the comment box. And if you like the lecture, hit the like button and share this video with your friends and subscribe the channel. Thank you, students.